Now, the bedrock of a free and just society used to be innocent until proven guilty. And unfortunately, this concept just doesn't exist anymore. You never hear it in the media. You never hear it being discussed. And even the new generation that's trying to reform a new ideology that's away from the woke, it seems that they also do not have this as a standard. And when you don't have this as a standard, this is what you get. You get the tyranny of Canada, where apparently people have to pay 25G if they're caught walking in the woods. And the question is like, well, why is that unfair? Well, it's unfair because it's disproportional. There is no harm justified by walking into the woods that would warrant such a fine. It's beyond ridiculous. And so you have to wonder, well, how do they sell it to their own people? Because every single law has to actually be accepted by the people. If you have a law that's not accepted, then people just don't enforce it. The police officers, they look the other way. They're more willing to take bribes. The people, they don't care about it. Like if you have 100,000 people walking through the woods, you simply cannot enforce it. So no matter the tyranny, no matter the legislation, it's still a piece of paper. The reality is that people have to consent to it and actually follow it through. Perfect example, during the pandemic in Romania, we also had ridiculous legislations with ridiculous fines and whatnot. They weren't enforced. Like the police, even if they wanted to enforce, they couldn't punish so many people. And they would risk like getting their asses kicked if you go to 100 people that don't follow the rules and you're one police officer. And so, how does Canada do it? Like, why are people willing to obey this law? And as I mentioned before, it goes back to the concept of innocent until proven guilty. They say that there's a lot of forest fires and people set fire to the forest. And so by finding you in the forest, they automatically assume that you are there to set a fire. In fact, they assume that you're there to probably normalize the concept. And so you're such a danger to society that you simply cannot be allowed to have a walk in the woods. And that's how people are consenting to it. It's the same reason why right now the European Union wants to crack down on online privacy. And they also want to crack down on private messaging. It's because they're scanning, allegedly, they're scanning for illegal content. Right? Like they're scanning for stuff involving children. And so if you're against that, well, you're not for protecting children. But in order to do that, they assume that every single person, even your grandmother, if she uses WhatsApp, she's suspicious. Like the government needs to have a sensor in order to look through your grandma's messages, every single one of them, to see if she's not tweeting anything problematic. And that's the new mindset, right? Like the new mindset is that you have to prove your innocence. Everyone is suspicious. For a person that was born 20 years ago, this would have been abhorrent. Like it was an insult. It was an insult to the person's honor. Like, what do you mean you have to check my phone if I have like kiddie shit on it? It's like, are you insane? Do you have any reason, any suspicion? Like, have I done anything wrong? No, then fuck off. Come with a court order. If you think that the person actually has done something wrong, if you think that they actually created the problem, then surely there's some evidence, right? Get a court order and then investigate the person. But don't like break into someone's house just to see if they don't have cocaine. Like a random person minding their own business, all of a sudden, like the law should be able to break in just to see if they're doing anything bad. It's not how a free and just society works, right? But like that mindset just doesn't exist anymore. It exists on paper as tradition, and we're a cargo cult of it, but no one respects it. No one follows it through. And this is how you reach with the situation in Canada where people are being fined from walking in the woods. What is the reason of it? Well, I think, and this is just my take, that there's two possibilities, right? Like my Eastern European take is that there may be illegal deforestation. Like maybe some companies, they're cutting up woods, with the license, with the contract, but they're cutting more than they should. Or they're doing some illegal shit and the government is trying to protect them. Like that is one possibility, right? Like people are doing illegal shit in the woods. You don't want people to go there and see it. That's my Eastern European mindset. Unlikely though. Unlikely. What is more likely is that Canada probably got a report that there are many environmentalist zealots which are going into the woods and they're setting fire on purpose. Or maybe there are people that are filming those individuals setting fire to the woods on purpose and they don't want to have that. And so they're cracking down on it, but without admitting that this is the problem, because Canada is really big on ESG and green energy and shit. And so the government saves face, but also tries to crack down on the problem by having these ridiculous fines. On one hand, they're cracking down on the problem, but on the other hand, they don't want to talk about the problem, right? Like, they don't want to discuss the issue in public. And of course, finally, like, the fines go to the government. Like, right now, the Canadian government is bleeding, especially because of the tariffs and shit, so they can milk their citizens dry. There's two ways to milk our citizens dry. One of them is through taxation, and the other one is through fines. And if you fine people ridiculous amounts, then, like, if someone has to pay you 25G, like, obviously they're not going to pay it at once, right? But now you literally have a slave. Like, you created an indentured servant that for the next couple of years is going to have to work his ass off in order to pay this unjust fine. And if you look at the law, you also notice a problem. Like, what exactly is the woods? Because, like, most people are thinking about camping or moving through the woods. Like, okay, yeah, but, like, there are streets that take you through the woods. And what exactly are the woods? Like, if you're in a park, is it in the woods? Like, the problem is, like, can you actually be in the woods without knowing that you're in the woods? Like, can you violate this law by accident? And the answer from what I'm getting is yes. And in that case, like, the law is malicious. Like, a just law doesn't allow people to be punished for ambiguous situations where, like, they're trying to follow the law and they're doing their best, but unfortunately, without their knowledge, they violate the law because the rules aren't clear enough. Like, if you're doing this type of thing, like, every single restricted area should be fenced off with big warnings and telling people to get away from that. But are they going to? No, of course not. And that's why it's an unjust law. And this is why people are complaining. And so, you know, like, Sargon was upset about that patriot Canadian guy. But, like, look, this is another guy, a veteran, which ignites debate by challenging the law. And he's going to push the matter in court. And in any civilized society that believes in freedom, like, for instance, in Romania, yeah, like, the courts would be filled with guy like this. Like, even if you don't win, you just swamp the courts. And it's like, okay, you make one law that's unjust and you get your entire court system clogged up. And then the next time you make another law, like, the clogging becomes even more difficult. Like, it becomes impossible for the judges to do their job. And so, like, the government then starts making less laws that are absolutely ridiculous. In my opinion, this is batshit insane, by the way. Like, telling people, like, okay, you can have one wood, right? Like, one forest that's off limits. Correct. But if you're talking about hundreds of kilometers, that's unreasonable. It's unreasonable. Like, what you need to do is, like, you need to hire companies that have drones and surveil the area or patrols or whatever the fuck, you know, and put fines that are reasonable. Like, come on, 25G for walking in the woods? Beyond insane. Sargon believes that this is punishment. It's like you need to follow the law, right? Like, the managerial class tells you something and you need to obey it like a good little puppy. Maybe there is some truth to that. I don't know. But even so, like, 25G, like, you could have just have, like, 5G. It would have been already way more than reasonable, but, like, right now, I think if you fish illegally, like, you're getting punished less. Like, this is what people need to do, like, put the law in context with other laws and see how much the fine for those are. But then again, like, you need to understand through the mindset that if you're in the woods, they view you as if you're going to set a fire. Like, they automatically believe that the reason you actually went into the woods is either to set a fire or to catch environmentalists doing it and then put it on TikTok. And so, like, just the fact that they find you there and they only find you, you should be grateful, right? Yeah, this mentality is going to turn societies into tyrannies. It is what it is, but it has to be called out. You can't have a fair and just society if you automatically assume everyone is guilty. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you on my live stream. There's a link to that into the pinned comment. Take care.